Sports Extra. From 7 to 8 p.m., highlights of local sports around the Cayman Islands. Sports Extra.
It's amazing to see the improvement of the team.
Sports Extra, keeping you informed.
All right, good evening and welcome to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. I'm your host, Dionne Anglin, and in the studio tonight for Sports Extra, we are chatting with Mr. Sefu Bernard. Good evening.
Good evening.
Awesome. All right, Sefu Bernard is the head coach of ACX Basketball Cayman, and he's also the WNBA Director of Player Development for the Minnesota Lynx, right? Am I correct?
You are correct.
Okay,
yes.
Awesome. It's such an honor to have you in the studio with us again. Looking forward to hearing all about this journey of yours. And in the second segment, however, we'll be hearing from Rising Stars Netball Club. Their head coach, Irvin Palacio, will be here along with their captain, Rosemary Wilson. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after a couple of commercials. Stay tuned.
Attention all residents of Savannah and surrounding areas. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman PACE Committee invites you all to their prostate and colon cancer awareness meeting on Thursday, February 27th at the Savannah United Church, starting at 7 p.m. Guest speakers are Dr. David and Dr. Mubin from Grand Harbor Medical, who will be discussing colon and prostate cancer diagnosis, treatment, and prevention. Men, come out and get your PSA test done for free. Remember, early detection saves lives. Refreshments will be served.
The Business Buzz. Each and every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 7:30 a.m. Brought to you by
Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services.
And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
Hi, I'm Deputy Governor Franz Manderson, and I'm excited to announce the DG's 5K Challenge is just around the corner. We kick off things in Little Cayman on March 9th, followed by Cayman Brac on March 16th, and the grand finale on Grand Cayman on March 30th. This year, we're supporting the Cayman Islands Girls Brigade, the Cayman Islands Scouts Association, and the One-to-One Foundation, each helping to shape our next generation. Join us in making a positive impact. For registration details, find us on Facebook at DG's 5K Challenge.
Information, entertainment, inspiration.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac.
Since 1976 till now.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
All right, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. And for those of you just tuning in, we're here with Mr. Sefu Bernard, and he's the head coach of ACX Cayman Basketball and the director of player development for the Minnesota Lynx of the WNBA. And before we get into the nitty-gritty of things, maybe you could share with us a little bit about ACX and what that's all about, for those who are unaware.
ACX Basketball is... well, first of all, it stands for, it's the question I get out most often,
Yes.
what does ACX stand for? And it stands for Athlete-Centered Experience,
Okay.
which speaks to the heart of what we're attempting to do through sport, which is start with the individual, the person, and then get to the player. And so it's an initiative that we started probably back in 2018, and it's continued to grow, and it started from a place of service, a way for me to give back to this island that I get to call home, and to support kids through sport and hopefully provide transformational experiences for them where sport, which has so much value through the activity itself, but I think bigger than that is the opportunities to grow as young people, as future leaders in terms of their ability to connect and communicate and engage one another and problem solve and troubleshoot. And so we use the game as the carrot, the hook to get kids in the door, and then indirectly we're trying to grow them as young people.
Awesome. My 3 kids attend ACX, and they love it so much. They look forward to it every Sunday and Tuesdays, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're supposed to be coaching now. Did I pull you away from coaching?
No.
No? Okay. All right. Awesome.
We've got two great,
very good coaches.
Coach Kaya, and Coach Tariq, who hold it down. And in fairness, if we're going to tell the whole story, your three kids look forward to Coach Kaya and Coach Tariq more than anything.
They love Coach Kaya and Coach Tariq. They talk about them all day at the home. It's really good to see, what they're doing over there. And it's also something that if my kids can talk about it at home all week, all day, then, I guess that they're doing something right there, which I know for sure they are, because I've seen them in progress. I've seen them in the process, I should say. So if you could tell me about ACX, how does ACX support the development of local athletes, and what specific programs or initiatives have been most impactful, you think?
Well, we run programs for kids 6 to 16, boys and girls. We're an inclusive initiative of various stages of development of various physical and mental abilities. So definitely all about inclusion and providing access and opportunities for kids. So we've got an initiative called Play to Learn, which is, we call it our Sunday sessions, so for 6 to 9-year-olds. And then following that is our Learn to Play, which is 10 to 13s. And those go either a Wednesday or a Thursday, which is our skill ups, as we like to call them, followed by our games days on Sundays. And last and certainly not least are our 14s to 16s, which is our Excel group, our accelerator for kids who are a little more ambitious through sport, ready to ramp up and really be more driven and see where the game could take them. And so those are our three focal sports outside of schools. We do have some after-school programs, one of which we run at CIS, another at Island Primary.
Right.
And so that's the breadth of our programs for kids.
Right.
And then we have a couple service initiatives. So back in December, we finished our third consecutive year of ACX 3X, which is a great initiative which is there to serve. And so different than other opportunities, the kids are not competing for a prize. They're competing to donate and fundraise money.
Very nice.
And Plastic Free Cayman and Protect Our Future have been the two recipient groups. And we're excited to say we've raised almost $5,000 over the course of the last 3 years.
Awesome.
That's been all donated directly to them, and just speaks volumes about the kids and the family and the community that we've created, and trying to just, again, instead of signaling that what do you get from sport, it's what can you give through sport. Right. And so that service initiative is just a fun one, but we've been thrilled. The last 2 years we've been able to have, we've been oversubscribed, so with long waiting lists, and we've been able to have, so there's 4 kids per team on this 3-on-3, and we've had a different kid from a different school on every single team.
Nice.
And so I think one of the things that we are endeavoring to do is to create what we like to call these crucial collisions. And so, it's easy for sport, especially in Cayman, to have barriers between kids from different demographics and different communities. And so to have this opportunity for kids from John Gray and CIS and St. Ignatius and Joanna, to go on to be all competing together, it's been the most rewarding feedback, both from kids and parents, to go, I got to play with some kid. I've never played with that kid before. I see them all the time.
Right, exactly.
And so it's, it's true to our heart to try and provide that enriching environment, but to create community through sport. That's really at the heart of it all, what it's intended to do. And so, yeah.
I like that. That's awesome. That's pretty good. What inspired you, Sefu, to coach?
I come from teachers. My grandmother was a teacher of 4 decades, 45 years, I believe, and my mother also still is an educator and teacher. And so I always said, hey, I wanted to teach. And so I thought I was going to be a high school teacher and maybe, coach the high school team. And then I realized as I was coming through university that, hey, I can still be a teacher, but my subject matter is going to be basketball.
Sports, yeah.
And so fortunate and grateful to have had the opportunity. So I've been at it for almost 25 years now, from grassroots 3-year-olds to pros at 30. But I like to consider myself a teacher, and this is my subject matter. I'm still learning as we go, but coaching is my life's blood. It's my way of giving back and contributing, and it's how I support.
Of your 25 years, can you share some of your most memorable experiences?
Wow.
Because you've been a part of a lot, right? So you're still with Washington Mystics. I know you were the Senior Director of Basketball Operations for NBA Asia, right? You were also the Manager of Player Programs and Player Development for Toronto Raptors.
Mm-hmm.
Canada Basketball National Development Coach there.
Mm-hmm.
And presently you are the Player Development for the Washington Mystics.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, Minnesota Lynx. Minnesota Lynx now. You're good. This is it's not really breaking news, but
breaking news.
I had spent 10 years with the Washington Mystics. Yes. One of the highlights of my tenure there was we won a championship in 2019. So right. That's special, and I'm grateful for that because a lot of people will be involved in sport and never get to win. So that would definitely be a highlight. And then as of this week, changing.
Did you say? Wait. Did you say you never got to win? Is that what you said?
A lot of people go through their 10, 20, 30 years in pro sport.
Okay.
And never get to win.
But you did.
We did. We did.
Yes.
Hopefully not done yet, but we did win in 2019, and so that was special. And,
of course.
And so that was memorable. But, last season with Washington was also special in a different way, which was we went 0-12 to start the season. Yeah. And probably 0-5, I'm like, we're going to get fired. 0-10, I'm like, we're definitely going to get fired. And we didn't get fired. And then the second half of the season, we just rallied.
We came right back.
And we had a ragtag bunch of players that were pieced together, throwaways, but it was one of the most special experiences and one of my favorite coaching experiences because it was about being connected and working together and that underdog, and I love that. And so we went right to the last game, and we needed to win to get into the playoffs, and we won our last game. But unfortunately, we also needed somebody else to lose.
Yeah.
And so that other team didn't lose. They won, and we got knocked out.
Yeah.
So I've never been so excited not to make the playoffs, but it was about who we were getting to do. And it was a special group. So had a great time there. And, as you noted, I spent 2 years working for the NBA internationally in Asia.
Yes.
That my son, who was born here in Cayman but left at 3 months, is under 4, his first 3 years of his life were on a plane, traveling as a family, jumping around. There were 17 countries in that territory, and so we would be in Japan, Korea one weekend, and then bounce to the Philippines, and and then we made it out to Australia, and so that was memorable too. And there's too many to mention. Working for Canada Basketball National Team was a blast and lots of learnings from that. But I'm grateful, not so much for what I've been able to do, but more so who.
Yeah.
I've worked for and with some phenomenal people, not just athletes, but coaches and people who are lifelong friends and mentors. And so, that's for me what it's all about. I know it's different for everybody else, but I'm big on the who, and I'm grateful for who I've gotten to do it with. And so, just trying to, give back. Like my family, I'm an island kid. My parents immigrated to Canada from Jamaica. My preteens were in the Bahamas, Freeport. I grew up in the inner city in Toronto with not much.
Man, he's well-traveled. You've been all over the world. What a blessing.
I'm grateful.
Yeah.
But that's what the game has done.
Yeah, exactly.
I've sat at tables with people that, I shouldn't have been sitting around that table with. I've been able to get an undergraduate degree and done numerous additional qualifications. As you said, I've traveled all over the world because of this round ball.
Right.
And so not everybody's going to get to do what I've been able to do, or others who've been able to. But what you can learn from sport, when you give yourself to something wholly and fully, you just never know.
Yeah.
And so I laugh all the time with, my boys that I grew up with, and we're like, yeah, I can't believe we're doing, because we weren't supposed to be.
Right.
But that's what can be the power of sport. It can make you a better person. It can give you the incentive to lock down and study and be driven in that way, because the two things go hand in hand. Right. And that's really the beauty of sport. And then maybe, just maybe, it opens up new paths, new avenues, new possibilities. And so that's what we're trying to do here on Island through ACX, because growing up in Freeport at the time I did, there's so much about the Bahamas that reminds me of Cayman.
Yeah,
small
the
island,
Caribbean.
Yeah. I mean, but you see,
and the conch.
Hey, don't get me started on the conch. I love the Cayman conch, but Conch Island and Freeport and the Bahamas.
You don't have to tell me.
All right.
These
are fighting words.
Don't talk about it.
These are fighting.
He's saying all conch is better than this. We'll fight you on that one another time.
Now Luigi's conch fritters over at Cayman Cabana, I had those. Those are the best conch fritters I've had outside of the Bahamas.
He went to Freeport, you said, and he took it.
I don't know what he did, but it is.
He got a chef from Freeport.
That's the first time I bigged up any conch fritters here, man.
They're delicious.
Oh my gosh,
they really
just remind me of my childhood.
Yeah.
But that for me is what we're trying to create. Hopefully, above all else, is awaken new possibilities for kids. Yeah. Not everybody's meant to be an athlete. I wasn't, but there's so many different pathways you can experience through sport, whether it be as a coach, as an athlete, as a referee, but now more importantly through social media, through administration. I mean, sport is just an event. And so by participating in it, we're trying to say, hey, not everybody's going to be an athlete, but there's so many ways you can be enriched through this activity that can serve you in a greater game of life.
And as you specified, as an athlete, were you an athlete? Did you play college ball or anything? Or you just had that natural gift of coaching and that's why you developed it later on?
There's nothing natural about anything that I've been able to do. I always say, even to my little guy, I said, it's built, not born. You know, I'm 5'0", grounded. I'm not going to... But I worked at it, and I was able to play university basketball in Canada.
Okay.
Loved my university experience, benefited from it tremendously, and it really set me up for everything that was to come. And so I had thoroughly enjoyed. I mean, I loved my university. I loved being an athlete.
Right.
But the transition for me into that next phase was seamless. I just loved being around the game. I loved being around, people in the game, and so it's been fun.
Okay, awesome. So something I've always wanted to ask you, with someone that's so well traveled, how do you balance your personal life and your professional life? Because you're away from Cayman a lot.
I am.
So does your family travel with you, or is that something?
We celebrated 30 years last year. Mm-hmm. My better half, she would probably be nodding to say that I'm still figuring out this whole balance thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I go all in season. It's just the nature of the beast.
You have to, and so she's that understanding wife.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
She has to be.
Yeah. To tolerate, to tolerate me and this crazy life wouldn't have been possible without her. And
they say absence makes the heart grow fonder as well. Right?
That might be it. The first time we ever spent 12 months together would have been COVID.
Yeah.
We had never spent 12 months in all our years in the same spot because of, her own right. She's very accomplished and busy too and travels. Right. And so, I don't necessarily think I figured out the balance thing as much as I've figured out to remind myself to stay present.
Okay.
So when I'm in season, I go hard.
Yes.
And then when I come home,
you go hard there too.
I just be present. But they join me. The little guy, he's grown up around the Washington Mystics. He's grown up around these women, and we were just phenomenal role models for him. So luckily, he's a fan of the game, and so that helps. So he comes up and he's a great rebounder, passer.
Yes, he is.
He's around it, so that helps too. But yeah, still trying to figure out that balance thing.
What are some of the challenges you've faced in your coaching career, and how have you overcome them?
I mean, I'm still learning as I go. I think from a challenge standpoint, being in a game that, as a reference point, is very American. And here you have a kid from Canada who, you know, when I transitioned into my most senior role in the NBA at the team level at the time was with the Toronto Raptors. It was a position that was designed for former players, NBA players. And, you know, I always like to tell young people that you need an advocate. You need somebody to carry your name into the room. And oftentimes there's going to be somebody who's going to carry your name or your resume into the room when you don't know what's happening. And so, you know, as we'll tell the kids, we'll say, hey, that was your tryout. You know, every day is your tryout. Every day is a chance for you to signal who you are, what you're about, what you're willing to stand up for, what you're stretching into. Because it's not that one day that it's a quote unquote tryout. It's all the other small moments where you've shown up, you know, how you've connected and communicated, whether you made eye contact, nodded. You bring energy. Are you an energy giver or an energy taker? You're the kind of kid who just throws things on the ground, or are you the one that picks it up? Do you walk by it, or do you just go out of your way and do a little extra? Because coaches notice.
Those are very important life lessons.
Life lessons, and they show up in every way. And so one of the biggest challenges I faced was I applied for this job, which was manager of player development, but it was social, personal, and professional development, as off-court development of NBA players.
Yes.
And I, as I learned after the fact, there was one person who was advocating for me, and there was a group of other people going, nah, he never played in the league. He can't do it.
Right.
But that one person had the weight, and he said, yes, he can do it.
Yeah. And you don't have to play in order to know how to do the job.
No. But perception, sometimes, as they say, is 9/10 of the law. And so sometimes people have preconceived notions about who you are based on your background, your skin color, your, you know, their own personal bias. And so that was a big challenge. And it was one I didn't know was being fought behind closed doors.
Yes.
I thought it was a level playing field, but it wasn't. And fortunately, that person had a little clout, and you know, and then I had to go and prove them right, which was I needed to go and excel in my role, and then that opened up the next thing. Right. And so I think, you know, when I try and connect the dots on that, I think one of the lessons that sport gets to teach is that life's not fair.
Right.
It's not.
Yeah.
And
Very
so
true.
You have to. I think one of the things that sport does for you, it can provide for you, is an opportunity to experience adversity.
Right.
You know?
Yes, definitely. I totally agree.
Yeah, so kids, that's not fair. And I'm like, that's great. So
and it teaches you how to accept failure as well, because we're not always going to win, right? And you have to learn how to overcome that and how to step up now from the failure, learn from what you have done, the mistakes you've made, to be better at the next step. Yeah,
definitely. Well, I like to say, it provides the opportunity for those moments to happen.
Yeah.
The question, whether the learning takes place or not, is different.
Yeah.
And so, you know, even at ACX, one of the things we say to parents is like, hey, dial it back.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be fixing these problems for these kids. They have to figure it out. You know, like I had a parent come in the other day with a water bottle and shoes. I'm like, what are you doing? He forgot it.
Was it a mother? Because that's what we mothers do. We pamper, and the fathers are like, no, they have to figure it out.
Sometimes it's the dads too. It's amazing.
Okay.
You know, I had to shush a dad the other day. He was coaching on the sideline. I'm like, you're missing the point.
Yeah.
And the dad was like, well, he's not. And I'm like, yeah, I see it too.
Yeah.
But he's got to figure it out. And you have to provide these moments of adversity. And in a low stakes environment like sport, youth sport, this is where they build up the muscle or the strength. They get the small reps that prevent the bigger reps to deal with adversity, to deal with unfairness. Like we say to the kids sometimes, we're like, hey, was that a bad call? Yeah. Do we make bad calls on purpose? Absolutely. You know, why? So you can practice the skill of dealing with adversity.
Right.
And so to come back to your question, you know, I think you know, that was one of the biggest, challenges you had to face. But the ability to move through that was served from my experiences in sport, dealing with adversity and unfairness and all those other things that sport can provide you the opportunity to learn if you got good facilitators that allow you to learn through those moments.
Definitely. I like that. Thank you for that lesson. And I hope we have the young ones that are listening as well. And we're going to now transition to the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark of the WNBA. All right. So I've been holding these questions for you for a long time. So we know that, indeed, they've made a significant impact on the WNBA over the last year, I'd say, right? In fact, probably the entire 2024 class. Mm-hmm. They were very impactful on the league. How have Reese and Clark changed the competitive landscape of the WNBA, you think?
Time will tell how over the course of their careers the impact they will have, the totality of the impact that they'll have. I think they're entering the league at a really interesting time where there's more eyes, more attention, and to give them credit, some of those eyes have been eyes that have been following them. Yeah. And so it's been a great thing. But you have these two things that are coming together because the growth of the league was taking place as they came.
Thank you for
board.
Saying that, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's fact, not opinion. It's just what it was, and so it's an exciting time for women's sport. Women's sport is growing, and yet it's still not at a place that would be comparable in terms of the investment in women's sport that would have taken place in the men's game. And so, yes, you want to celebrate the progress. Yes, you want to celebrate. And yet, if we're talking about equity in sport, we had to then speak the whole truth and nothing but the truth, which is to say it's still underfunded, under-resourced, and so it's excelling in spite of. Right? Not because of necessarily, but it is an exciting time because, I think of Angel, Caitlin, and all the women who have come before and the current stars in the WNBA who are now taking ownership. Right. Which is exciting. They're taking ownership not only of their careers, but now you look at Nafisa Collier and Brandon Stewart and Unrivaled.
It's amazing.
I'm excited to work with her. This is my first year. But
I'm excited for you.
Unrivaled is a new 3-on-3 full court league that just it's going on in Miami right now. It's new, but it's shaking up the game. And so you have these two players in the prime of their careers, two of the best players in the world, who not only are involved in this league, but they are owners of this league, the founders, starters. Yes. And this league is just shaking the model, the economic model, the business model, where you see women who are saying, hey, I'm not just an athlete. Right. I'm an owner. I'm a businesswoman. I'm going to own this product. And it's going to have, a bigger ripple effect on the W. And you can see it already impacting women's sport, soccer, across the league, baseball, volleyball, whatever. But I think it's also going to have a ripple effect on the NBA and men's sport, too. Yeah. So
I'm hoping that 1v1 tournament they had for the All-Star has a ripple effect on the men's league. And Nafisa Collier, she was amazing, by the way. Who what rivals or who would you like to see play one-on-one if the NBA was to?
Oh, man. This would be...
I think Kyrie would beat everyone, but...
Hey, well, a Kyrie-Steph matchup would be nice.
Would be really nice.
Yeah.
Actually, you're right.
Yeah.
Two great ball handlers, shooters. Yeah. Think the game
two of the most skilled, but wouldn't mind seeing Wemby go at it with somebody. That'd be an interesting one. And but
would be actually
to your point. I actually was thinking the same thing over the weekend because if you watch that Unrivaled 1-on-1, because they were playing for $200,000.
Yeah, that was amazing.
In between the money being on the line and pride kicking in and it being nationally broadcast, they were going hard.
They were.
And so for the NBA, who's trying to figure out, how do we generate excitement for an All-Star weekend, which, has kind of been waning in terms of interest.
Yes.
You just got to look over to the ladies. They're signaling it right there. So I think you've said it first. This second breaking news. Yeah. I think we will see a one-on-one because you can't hide in one-on-one.
No, you just can't.
You got to put up. Yeah, it's what the fans want.
It's definitely going to be amazing to see. I'm looking forward to that. I really am. I'm hoping LeBron isn't injured for that. But I'll give it to his fans. The guy is a lot older, so I'll give him a break if he wants to take a break from that, that's fine as
He's
well.
earned it.
He's
Let,
earned
let him sit on his throne.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's it. I mean, I could have gone for an hour with you on this topic and so much more. And any last words? Anything you'd like to make mention of before we head out?
Well, I'll take a moment just to encourage if there are, young people, parents, families that are interested in getting involved. ACXbasketball.com is where you can find out all the information. Drop us a note. We'd love to have your kids involved. And similarly, if there are sponsors involved, we're trying to grow a program, we're trying to grow our impact, then please do reach out. We're all about trying to support the growth of the game and the kids that are on island. And hopefully we can work together hand in hand to create more impact and new possibilities. Awesome.
Sefu Bernard, y'all, the Director of Player Development for the Minnesota Lynx. Congratulations. And also head coach of ACX Cayman Basketball. Up next, we have the coach and captain for Rising Stars Netball Club. Stay tuned. We'll be back. Stay tuned.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. But I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board a uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
Sports. Stay up to date on your sports news with Radio Cayman Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. It's all about sports.
Get your tickets now for Grand Cayman's biggest one-day family fun day, the 56th Annual Agricultural Show at the Stacey Wartler Agricultural Pavilion in Lower Valley, Ash Wednesday, March 5th. Raffle tickets are on sale now at eventpro.ky and include general admission to the show. Not one, but two $10,000 grand prizes. All the fun, all the entertainment, the food, the animals, the plants, and homemade goodies. Get your raffle tickets now at eventpro.ky. The 56th Annual Agricultural Show, Ash Wednesday, March 5th.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation
on a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Message us at 925-3261 on WhatsApp today and get active with Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
Radio Cayman,
the voice,
the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
All right, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. A very special thank you to Coach Sefu Bernard for coming on to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. It's always an honor having a WNBA coach, in the studio. So now we transition to netball, and big things are going on with netball for over the last couple of weeks. So we have Rising Stars Netball Club coach Irvin Palacio and captain Rosemary Wilson. Welcome.
Good night.
Night. How are you all doing?
Good.
I don't like the way you all said good night. How are you all doing? Let me hear it. Let me wake us up a bit.
We're good. I'm good.
But I'm good.
Awesome.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, yeah. Anytime. I love having you at my side here at Sports Xtra. He's just great. He's just great at this.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys recently had your rally to conclude the corporate corporate netball league, which was a huge success. You guys, you won.
Yes,
the rally
we
itself,
won the
right?
rally, yep.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about how many teams did we have for the rally this year?
We had 9 teams in total.
Yeah.
So it was divided into 2. So we had a club section and we had a corporate section.
Oh, nice.
So in the corporate section we had 5 teams, and in the corporate we had 4 teams, and in the club division we had 5. So made it a total of 9 teams.
Okay.
Overall, it was a great
tournament.
turnout, good tournament. Yeah, it was very exciting and fun.
Who won the league overall?
Overall, All Stars
won the league overall.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the club division.
For the club division, correct.
And the corporate division?
In the corporate division, Team HSA won.
Team HSA.
Yes.
Oh, pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a very new team as well.
Yeah.
Because
pretty much.
This is not the first corporate league you guys have had. In a while.
In a while, yeah.
And having 9 teams is incredible. What does that say about the growth of netball so far, you think?
It's a good movement overall.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely. To see more teams, and even to hear even other corporate companies saying, "Oh, we would be interested next time around." So it's really good. It's a big highlight.
Yeah, most definitely. And coach, what sort of strategies did you implement during the corporate netball rally? That led to the Rising Stars victory.
Well, funnily enough, the focus for us was mainly trying to get fitter.
Yes.
Than we've been over the past couple of seasons. I actually had to play a few games.
You did?
Much to Rose chagrin. Yeah, was.
Oh wow! I should have been there for that.
Yeah, I was basically giving her the ball most of the time. Yeah. But I mean, so trying to get fit so that we were able to maintain a certain amount of intensity on the court was basically what it is that we try to incorporate. Like I said, with intensity, trying to force teams to cough up the ball in certain areas so that we could capitalize on it as much as we could, especially when I was on the court. Yeah.
So, Rose, could you tell me, as team captain, how do you foster team cohesion and morale, especially after the recent league competition?
Well, first off, the team in itself, for me in particular, is pretty much like a new team for me.
Okay.
We have some
of the team?
Well, some of the girls transitioned from the B team to the A team.
Oh.
And they were also a part of the mixed league competition. So it was more so of understanding my players, me in particular personally, me getting to know how they are, how they play on the court, they understanding me, the way how I position and set for a ball, also supporting each other basically.
Yeah.
So I think we had it. I believe we did. Coach, we did? I know we did. I think we had it down pat.
Okay.
We were all hungry for that win and to at least take something in the rally. So, we were on one accord for sure.
Okay, definitely. How do you balance, Rose, your responsibilities as a captain with your performance on the court?
That's a bit tricky because, sometimes as a captain, you can't make the team see you fumble.
Yeah.
We're all human. We do fumble sometimes. But I have to stay strong for my team. Yeah. So it's a mental thing for me where I have to mentally push myself to keep my head in the game and also to try and uplift my teammates as well.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
I know there's an annual tournament you guys go away for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so last year, November,
Yeah.
we traveled. It's the U.S. Netball Open Championships.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, it was held in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
So with that team, we took the year before was a mix. It was a mixed team that we took. This year, we took a all female team.
Okay.
Because we said that would be a different challenge for us and stuff.
Okay. The mixed team?
No, the women's team.
The women's
this
team.
year.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. My friend over there, she went as player coach.
Okay.
This time around, but it was a lot different from. I think we had more teams in the women's section
right.
Last year than it was the year before.
Okay.
We actually made it to the top 8. I think it was. So we went into the thing there, but we kind of faltered at the end. It was fairly.
It was very close. It was a very, very close game.
The team that we lost to in the semis, I think it was. They're the actual winners from. I think they're from England.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was. I mean, they basically annihilated everybody.
That's the word.
What sort of teams compete in this tournament?
So they have is a mixture of is a lot of the U.S. teams. So they have associations all over the U.S.
Okay.
I think they're from like in California,
New
York,
oh nice,
Washington and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they get together.
Chicago.
This is their main association, and they get together and they represent. They also invite other teams as well from different countries, and that's how we got involved.
Nice. What a great experience for you guys playing against. How does that help you or benefit you guys when you play over there and then come back home and compete in your local leagues? How would you say that benefits you guys?
I would say it benefits us a lot, more so in the sense of the exposure. Players getting out there, seeing different styles of plays, seeing how other teams play, and basically overall how teams play overseas versus how we play at home, and the intensity and the competitiveness and what we need to go out there. So it's very beneficial overall for the team, and in particular this team that went, because we had more so of
it was a lot of different
skills, different variety. You had top level players, you had some, I won't say beginners, but more so of intermediate, getting to know the game, looking to progress, seeking to progress more in the sport. And again, definitely was more so of a developmental team. And it was a great exposure for them.
Yeah, from game to game, we actually could see
the difference,
points, different everybody. There was a point somebody improved and stepped up to be one of the key players in a particular game or whatever. So that was it. That's very important for us. Yes, we would like to win, but we also have to think about the development as well, and what they're getting from the programs and stuff that we try to
the future.
Yeah.
So are there any other tournaments, or is this just the main one for now? And how did you get connected with this one?
Well, they advertise basically.
Okay, and you all reached out to them.
Yeah, we've heard about them now for years.
Yeah.
And the tournament before that we would usually is the Florida Netball Classics.
Right.
That we would usually go to. Our players after 2018, I think it was.
Yeah.
They basically said, that
Let's
they wanted
try
to get a
something
new challenge.
new.
They wanted to see
Yeah,
different things and stuff.
Yep.
So we decided that we would approach.
Okay.
We found their information, and then we sent the people that's in charge. They're very, very good in regards to how they organize their stuff.
Yeah.
So we've been in contact with them now. So this is our second year. Hopefully this year we're probably thinking about traveling again.
Okay, nice. Any other local netball clubs involved in that tournament as well, or is just Rising Stars?
Well, so far it's just us.
It's just you guys?
Yeah. Hopefully.
Okay.
In the near future, others might
jump on board.
And
yeah. When is the Women's League?
It's starting Thursday.
This Thursday.
Yeah.
Awesome. What are your expectations for your team?
To win.
Mm-hmm.
Duh.
Who are the defending champions?
All Stars.
All Stars. Okay.
Yes. So we're coming back to defend, to go for that title. We know Rising Stars is a competitive, social, loving team. When it comes on to games, we're ready.
Yes.
Definitely, for sure. We'll give you a run for your money, for sure. And overall, I would say what I want for my team is that we all stay on one accord.
Yeah.
I won't say stay on one accord. I think we pulled through very well in the mixed league with who we had on the team, minus the men. Only this time, guys. It's women's league this time I'm talking about. But with the group of persons that we have, I know that we can do it.
Okay.
Like I said, we're going in for that win, and it's going to be exciting matches for sure.
Yeah. Our first match is, as you said, funnily enough, is going to be our A team versus our B team on Thursday. So, so that's going to be fun.
It's a nice little warm up for the A team.
Yeah. Yes.
How long does this league run? So it starts Thursday. For how long is it?
I'm not exactly sure when it ends, but
it's usually like 2 months, 3.
Yeah, about that.
Okay.
Because usually we would finish in May.
Yeah, about May, April.
I think last year was even in June. I think we finished in June actually, but I can't remember if that was by design or because something came up and it went in. But last year we went as far as early June. Sorry.
Okay, and do we know how many teams are in this one yet? How many teams have registered for this league?
No.
And how many teams did you have last year?
I think we had about
9.
What, 9?
Yeah.
I think that's what I remember, about 9. So hopefully we get the same 9.
Hopefully.
Maybe we get some of the players from the corporate league.
Yes.
That wants to form their own team.
Yes. Yeah. That would be nice. The trick to that, though, especially in regards to Team HSA, they play on our team. So Team HSA have some players that are already established with clubs. Yeah. So we have All Stars and Rising Stars in the mix with Team HSA.
Okay.
So it probably would be a bit tricky for them, but
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But either one of you can answer this, but what aspects of the Rising Stars gameplay do you think need improvement? And how is the team working on these areas?
Defense. He's been killing us with defensive drills, defensive work, defensive tactics, defensive everything. I believe our attacking is pretty much solid. Again, we have a few new persons on board, so it's just to get them into the swing of things and how we operate in work as one, getting down pat the game plays and stuff from the attacking end. But pretty much attacking is solid.
Yes.
Defense is definitely the...
How many new players do you have?
Woo.
Well, for the A team this year, we've...
When you say new, you mean from transition from the B or just new overall?
New overall. Do you have
in?
New coming into the league?
Yeah.
Yes.
Always.
Yeah, that usually could set you back a bit as a team when you have a lot of new players because you have to start over several times. But the benefit from that is the things that the seniors may have forgotten, they'll learn again.
Yeah.
Right.
It's nice to refresh.
Yes.
So how's that been, gelling with the newbies?
I wouldn't... Again, they're not really newbies.
Yeah.
Some of them, they come out. It's unfortunate. Some might get injured or something.
Yeah.
They're unable to play this season, so they're back out again.
Yeah.
So it's not as if they're new and they haven't been training with the team.
Okay, all right.
They've been away for a while.
Yeah, they just been away for a while and they're back.
Yeah.
And the B team players are the ones that have been transitioned to our A team, are the ones that we are now we now have to rally together and get them into the same accord that the A team is on, because they would already
That's
be
the
in
younger ones?
They're not really younger.
No.
Okay.
It's from the trip that we took last year.
Okay.
This is what we saw, that we felt that they
development wise they improved.
They were ready to
they were ready to move up.
And and give a good account of themselves, we think.
Okay.
So we moved them up on the.
So it's a deserving upgrade. They work for it.
What are some personal routines or practices that has helped you guys focus and motivate you throughout the season, you think?
Drink lots of water. Stretch. Stretch for sure.
You'd be surprised how important that is. I'm feeling it now.
Just keeping fit, eating healthy, having that tough mindset. Once you have your agenda set out, how you're going to operate for the day, that include your daily working routines, because that can also play a part in your games as well, right? So get yourself together, pull yourself together from the day start, and then once it's training time, we going in with the training time with that hunger to receive that information that coach have to pass on to us as players, and also for us to deliver what he's passing on.
As you say that, what's a Rising Stars practice like? Apart from all the defensive drills that coach has been throwing at you all,
a lot of running. And when I say running, it's not just running like a 2 mile, 3 mile, or 5K. It's running at different speeds. So we sprinting, and then we jogging, and then we barely walk. Then we're back into the sprints. We're back into the jogging again.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
It's a game.
Right. So he got us running that. How many seconds times? I don't even know. I lost count. But we know we gotta go about 3-4 times. Yeah. So we doing it, and he running us. He timing us on that. We're also doing strengthening, conditioning as well.
Yeah, they really like a lot of running programs.
A lot of plyo.
Does coach run with you?
Yeah, right. Just them out. Just them out. But strength and conditioning training as well. Some plyo, I would say, yeah.
Okay.
We actually incorporated some beach training as well.
Yes.
Okay. So not all, but a few of the players are able to come out on a different day, and we just go down on the beach and do some different stuff. Like we did some different plyo stuff, some more running.
Yeah.
Just to give them a change of scenery.
Right.
And then obviously the beach is a good aid to get fitter.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a short break. When we get back, we can touch more on what to expect in this year's league. All right, stay tuned.
The Lions Club of Grand Cayman is proud to continue to serve our island community. During the last Lionistic year, they successfully carried out community projects like the Prostate and Colon Cancer Awareness Campaign, site screenings, spelling bee, swim meets, and their community food pantry. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman looks forward to continuing their service during the 2024-2025 Lionistic year and for many more years to come. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman, where there's a need, there's a lion, serving the community for over 50 years.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Here is where tradition never dies. This is your radio, Cayman.
All right, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. We have Rosemary Wilson, the captain of the Rising Stars netball team, and Coach Irvin Palacio. He's the coach of the Rising Stars Netball Club. So let's talk a little bit about the league coming up. You have 9. We're hoping to have 9 teams this year. You aren't quite sure about how many teams. What are some of the key strengths? I know we spoke about some of the challenges in terms of, you said, defense. Coach, what are some of the key strengths of the Rising Stars team that you believe that will contribute to their success in this year's league?
Well, like Rose said, I mean, we think that our attack is one of the strongest attack on Island right now.
Okay.
So it's just for us, I think, is just to be a little bit more consistent in what it is that we want to do when we're on the court, and for people to embrace being more accountable in what it is that we do,
right?
From game to game,
okay.
So that is one of the things that I think that we have that will help us.
Key strength wise.
Yeah.
Can you guys highlight any standout players or emerging talents that you have on the team that fans can look out for this season?
Okay. I would say Katie McFarlane, and Amber Reynolds.
Yeah.
They're upcoming. They're rising for sure. They're definitely stars.
Right.
Young, because I think Katie is 17.
No, she's 18.
18,
she's
sorry.
18 now.
She'll have my head for that.
She's 18 now, and she also was a part of the under-21 national team.
Okay.
So I believe that she would definitely add to, she's on the A team as well. So I think she would definitely add for sure in the defensive area.
Awesome. And I know we were talking a little bit about this off the air, but that rival between All Stars and Rising Stars, how's that going to look this year? You think? Are you guys going to beat them this year? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yep.
I was asking you guys what's the stats for wins and losses between All Stars and Rising Stars.
We got it this year.
Yeah.
We're always, that rivalry is special.
Yeah.
We're always ready for the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I think we could probably take it. No, we are going to take it this year.
Yeah, we're speaking it into being.
Speaking it into being.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I have bombarded you with loads of questions.
Of course.
Is there anything that maybe you guys are doing, planning throughout the season, coming up soon, that you'd like to get out there to the public?
All right. Well, for me, really, because I had to jot down stuff.
Yes,
I wasn't,
good.
One of the things that I forgot to mention that we're doing this year is, well, I've started with one particular person, and I plan to add, because again, my captain over there,
your general,
the general will eventually. The hope is to, we have to see beyond. You have to see beyond me,
right?
But I've just, how would you say, graduated one of our men players, Andre
Brown.
Andre Brown.
Okay.
Yes.
As my assistant coach, or
Okay.
one of the assistant coach.
All right.
So the hope is he's the first one. There's a lot, like my friend over there. She went on the trip as player coach or whatever it is, So we plan to add more people to that because, like I said, at the end of the game, the game is bigger than all of us.
Yes.
So we have to look at what it looked like 10, 20 years down the line.
Awesome.
So that is, and he's been keen to become a coach for the longest time.
Yes.
So
he's been a player coach for years.
Coach,
yes.
Yeah. So that's the plan, and he's the first in many to come, hopefully.
So what role is Mrs. Palacio now with Rising Stars? Is she playing? Is she a manager? Is she
She's
coach?
the woman of many hats. She wears
she wears
many
many
hats.
Yeah. Okay.
That
Still.
includes player, manager, coach. You name it, you got
now,
it.
sometimes if she says if she doesn't have to, I mean, if she needs to come on, she'll come on or whatever. So it's like,
yes.
I guess it'll be like a special, like a cameo or whatever.
She needs to play the role of coming on Sports Extra. How about that, Trisha?
I agree.
Yes, how about that?
Yes, I mean, we're putting your
Sit next
name
to
out
me.
there.
I agree.
Stop running from me. And you guys, before we go, you have a new president now. How's that coming along?
It's going good.
Yeah.
The rally itself was overall, it was very, very good. Everyone was introduced.
Yes.
And I think that was a very good time and moment to do so.
Yes.
And let's see what's in stores in the future. But I see it bright for netball.
Awesome. Congratulations to Mrs. Faith Crooks on that position.
Yeah.
Did I cut you off with something you wanted to say before you go?
Yeah, just before. I also wanted to mention that we also have a junior academy as well.
Okay.
We started last year,
Yes.
which is on every Monday from 4:30 to 6. We do a charge of $75 for the season, where they will get a uniform and it pays for their fees, their registration fees to the club and casino and stuff. If anybody, you're interested, they can get in touch with me. I don't know if I can give my number.
Yes, you can. Go right ahead. It's up to you.
2957. If you're interested in your kids, it's from 8 to 13, I think it is.
Ages 8 to 13. And repeat your number for me.
925-2957.
Awesome. And that's Coach Irvin Palacio for Rising Stars Netball Club. And Rosemary, thank you so much. Thank you all so much for coming by. I appreciate you. That'll do it for tonight's edition of Sports Extra. Of course, if you would like to be a part of our show, please feel free to email me at sportsextrakman@gmail.com. You can also check out our Radio Cayman Sports Extra social media pages to keep up to date with all the sporting activities here on Island. Radio Cayman, of course. We have our YouTube channel, so you can check out tonight's edition. Thank you so much for joining us. And Facebook, Instagram, we're all about updating the public, the community on what's happening in sports. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm Dionne Anglin. Good night. God bless.
Thank you.
Good night.
Yeah.
Good night.
Sports Extra. From 7 to 8 p.m., highlights of local sports around the Cayman Islands. Sports Extra.
It's amazing to see the improvement of the team.
Sports Extra, keeping you informed.